Chief Guest, Mr. Soni Varghese. We welcome you, sir. We are going to start the webinar shortly. Before we begin, we would like to give some instructions to the effective participants. Participants, kindly note, we request all of you to kindly mute your video and audio. Do not present your screen. And we are streaming this webinar in YouTube Live. If you leave the meeting in between, kindly rejoin by using Google Meet link or by using the YouTube link. Clarify all your doubts at the end of the session or else post your questions in the chat box. Feedback link will be provided at the end of the session, both in Google Meet chat box and in YouTube comment box. Kindly fill all the details of the feedback form with accuracy. You'll receive your e-certificate as per the submission of the feedback form. No further changes will be entertained in the certificates in future. Thank you. We wish all of you to stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
A cozy good morning to one and all present today for the webinar entitled Live a Life to Leave a Legacy, hosted for the first time by the MBA Airline and Airport Management Department, Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences at the national level. At the outset, we are highly exhilarated by all your active participation and we wholeheartedly acknowledge your esteemed presence at this propitious occasion. With due homage to our founder chairman, late Shri P.K. Das, a proactive visionary and a great benefactor, let us lead off this August webinar. A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. So let us set about this providential occasion with due reference to the Almighty. Thank you all. There is little in life so reassuring as a genuine welcome. On behalf of the MBA Airline and Airport Management Department, we are delighted to vouchsafe an amiable welcome to the influential gathering. We now feel immensely honored to request our most erudite Professor Emeritus, Dr. P. Muthuswamy, to welcome the esteemed congregation.
Welcome. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. We are very happy today to have our webinar by a great resource person, Mrs. Soni Varghese, formerly head of the Department of Finance and Administration, Qatar International College of Aeronautics, and presently the Managing Director of Krypton Press. This webinar on live a life to leave a legacy has great significance to everyone in the world. I'm just remembered of 3 Kurals, Tirukural. I will just recite in Tamil and then translate. The first one is Thondrit Pugalodu Thondruga Agudilar Thondalit Thondrame Nandru. That is, everyone who is born in the world should contribute something to society and thereby earn a name for themselves, name and fame for themselves. Such people live to do something good for the others. There is another Tirukural, also I will recite. தக்கார் தகவிலார் என்பது அவரவர் எச்சத்தால் காணப்படும். Here, one who is good and one who is bad, one who deserves is Takar. Deserves to be remembered forever is Takar. One who does not deserve to be remembered by the future generations is Tagavilar. This depends upon what they do, something good to the society. In other words, what they leave as a legacy to society. That is their echam, echathal kanapadum, what they have left. The third Kural is this. Vayathul Valvar, Valvangu Valvar, Vanuir Taivathul Vaikkapadum. These people who leave the legacy to society okay. These people who leave the legacy to society live forever. Their mortal remains will be buried, but they become immortals after their demise. So we remember them forever. Personally, our forefathers we remember. Our father and grandfather and forefathers we remember because they did some legacy for us. We are living on their legacy. There are social reformers, great leaders, social leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and other Swami Vivekananda. So many people have left a great legacy. We remember them forever. They are okay. Sorry. They have left a great legacy. They lived and left a great legacy for society. We are remembering them. They go down in our life and the history. So they are people who have given us something to remember forever. Similarly, those who we cannot forget people, our kings who ruled the country very happily. So these are all legacies. So that topic, therefore, gives a very significant moment for all of us. And we, the Department of MBA Airline Airport Management, used to host an international conference by August, September every year. This year, due to this lockdown, we are not able to have the conference personally in our campus, but it's a great thing that we got to organize this webinar online. And for this, our Dean, Dr. Balaji sir, has already made enough arrangement to invite a great speaker, most appropriately the international resource person, to make it suitable for the international conference. So our invitation for Mr. Soni Varghese, he has accepted. We are very thankful to you, and you have been for your kindness to accept our invitation and have come forward to speak to the audience. I first welcome the resource person warmly while thanking him for accepting it. Our CEO and secretary, busy person, his presence in our seminars and conference will give us a great boosting morale. And he has been blessing our department, always never ignores our request. Amidst his busy schedule, he also appears in several webinars every day. In spite of that, he has accepted to be here with us in the online conference. I extend warm welcome to our CEO and secretary, and for blessing us in our first attempt, online webinar attempt for this year. Thank you, sir, for having come. Everything, all about our webinar is arranged by our Dean, Balaji, sir. We thank him and also extend a warm welcome to this webinar. I welcome all our faculty members. They are present here for the webinar. Almost all our MBA students, BSc, BBA students are also here. My warm welcome I extend to them, and be blessed with the address given by our CEO, presidential address, as well as our resource person, Mr. Soni Varghese. Thank you once again. I wish everybody to make use of this webinar. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your cordial invitation. One tree can start a forest. One word can frame a goal. One candle can wipe out darkness. A true leader has the confidence to stay alone. Now we request our most opulent CEO and Secretary, NGI, Dr. P. Krishnakumar, to render the presidential address.
So good morning to all of you. Most respected, our resource person, Mr. Soni Wagis, former head of finance and administration, Qatar Aeronautical College, first region advisor, Middle East, Africa and Europe, and brand ambassador of 2011 and 12 of Toastmasters International Doha, Qatar. I'm deeply honored to be part of this webinar, which is organized by Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences by the Department of MBA Airline and Airport Management. On a wonderful topic, leave a life to leave a legacy. I really appreciate Dr. Balaji for identifying a great personality for this session. And Professor Emeritus Dr. Muthuswamy Sir, Mallika Madam, other faculties from MBA department, faculties of our UG department, and the participants, the students of our various courses who are joined today. Before I start my presidential address, let me take 1 second to pay my respect and concern about our recent happen in Karipur Airport, where few of the great souls has passed away because of an incident. Let us all pray to the Almighty to give strength for their relatives and who are the well-wishers who are associated with them to overcome this pain and situation. And also I pray to the Almighty a speedy recovery of other passengers who are undergoing the treatment. Always aviation is an industry where it is a lot of excitement. And I'm sure most of my participants, especially on the student fraternity, would have taken or decided to join this course because always we are eager, curious, see when an aeroplane or a helicopter fly on the sky. And today, the great personality who is going to share its thought on a wonderful topic which everyone has to emulate and follow, because everyone talk a lot of principles, everyone practices certain thoughts, but have a life, and that too with legacy is one of the greatest thing everyone dream, everyone wish. And most important is that aspiring student, those who are in undergraduate and postgraduate program, this is one of the industry which always survive, always overcome all the difficulties, because this is one of the industry which closely related to the economic growth of throughout the world. Because if aviation industry grows, that means the economy of our country is growing. And during this pandemic time, COVID situation, we would have read a lot of information which gives that aviation industries has had a toughest time. But I still remember every time, whenever the toughest time comes for the aviation industry, they used to overcome it, and they always see that this industry is always have growth and ample job opportunities also. And some rare incidents always trigger our minds, give sadness for our mind. But I'm sure all the great people who are working in aviation industry take this as a lesson and overcome all these incidents and make our aviation industry fly high. I'm really thankful to this great speaker, one of the greatest and an experienced person who has contributed a lot for the growth of aviation industry and still contributing for the well-being of aviation industry. So I'm sure that today's participants who are joined will get the best information to have a best legacy of life in the field of aviation and as an individual also. Let me congratulate Dr. Balaji for inviting and identifying the best personality. And also I appreciate the department for organizing it. And I'm so delighted to listen to him because I respect and I love and I always feel delighted when I look at aviation industry. I wishing all the best for the participant and also thank once again my resource person, and let us all hear from him and understand how to make a better life and how to make the aviation industry best in this world. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for the insightful address. To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. I now call upon our effectual Assistant Professor, MBA Airline and Airport Management Department, Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences, Professor Erasto Raba, to etch the profile of our illustrious chief guest. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Good morning to our CEO and Secretary, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar. Chief guest of the day, Mr. Sony Verghese. Dean, Academic Affairs, Dr. P. R. Balaji. Principal from other institutions, Professor Emeritus, HOD, BBA, BSc, faculty members, dignitaries from other international countries, as well as India, and my dear lovely students. It's a beautiful Monday morning with our webinar filled with beautiful aroma, soothing perfume that will linger in our lives. Because this august occasion, we are highly blessed with a God-chosen gentleman, Mr. Sony Verghese, who has accepted to share his vast experience and knowledge to us. I am profusely overjoyed to take this golden opportunity to say a few words about our chief guest. Our esteemed chief guest is a motivational speaker and trainer, and besides, is also known for his works in different fields, such as partner at Delhi Public School, partner at Kangaroo Kids Academy, partner at Global Management Organization, managing director at Clifton Printers, director at G5 Technology Holdings, director at Harmonic Solution, Doha, former district governor at Toastmaster International, former brand ambassador at Toastmaster International, former region advisor at Toastmaster International, former head of finance and administration at Qatar Aeronautical College. His list goes on, and it carries a lot of weight. But what I love about him is his humility. God has blessed him with a beautiful family and blessed with 2 sons. One son lives with his family in Dubai, and another one is married and lives in Doha, Qatar. We are highly elated and blessed to have you this day, sir. I once again accord a hearty welcome to you, sir, on behalf of Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences, MBA Airline and Airport Management Department. I invite you to share your experience and expertise with us. Welcome, sir. The platform is all yours, and show us how to live a life, to leave a legacy. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Erasto. I feel like coming every day to give a speech. I would love to get such wonderful introduction. I tell you, I feel honored. I feel elated. You made my day. Not only day, you made my year, the whole year.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mother Teresa said, some people come to our lives as blessings, and some people come to our lives as lessons. What a profound statement. Dear Dr. Krishna Kumar, CEO and Secretary of Nehru College of Institutions, Nehru Group of Institutions, and Professor Dr. Muthuswamy, Professor Emeritus, my dear great friend, Dr. Balaji, and all of the dignitaries, wonderful friends. I feel so glad to be amongst such a large and wonderful audience, especially such a large gathering of youngsters. All these youngsters are looking for ideas for the right direction and for the right destination. We are all striving to be successful in lives. Recently, I asked a group of people, please name some successful people. So they all came up with wonderful names like Mukesh Ambani, Adani, Asim Premji, Bill Gates. And I noticed one thing common. Can anyone say what is common among all these people? Any one of you got any idea what is common? They all these people they mentioned are extremely rich people. That means their concept of success was related to richness. If you are a super rich man, you are the most successful person. But they don't understand, they don't realize that you may feel so at the beginning before acquiring so much wealth. It reminds me of once I was traveling from Cochin to Bangalore in the train. And one gentleman got in from Cochin and he was sitting exactly opposite to me. So we had a small conversation with him. I said, sir, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a government employee. I said, you are could be a government employee, but you are not a very ordinary government employee. Something you look much bigger than that. Then he said, I am the income tax commissioner of Cochin. He was narrating some of the stories of the people, the rich people who don't pay tax. Instead of paying, say, 4 lakhs tax, they may pay 2 lakhs bribe to the income tax officer. And what he says, if you call any of these rich people at midnight or after midnight, the first ring of the phone, they'll pick the phone. The reason is these people don't get sleep. So please don't get confused with richness and success. To be useful to others is the purpose of a successful person. To be a contented person, always strive to be a contented person. Not that success that we have in our mind. Because if you are going to be a contented person, you need to have enough money to live. You need to have a good house, a good car, good education for the children. So all those things comes a part of the money, but that is not everything. To be a contented person is something entirely different. Now, the cardinal attributes of a great person is compassion, empathy, the ability to lead and make a difference in the life of others. Make a difference in the life of others. I was just going through the Nehru Group of Institutions. I understand about 20,000 plus students are studying there. Is Dr. Krishna Kumar not leaving a legacy? These 20,000 plus children, when they pass out from the college, throughout their life, they will be obliged to this education organization. Now, what happened? Dr. Krishna Kumar can put all this money in the bank, take the interest, and sleep happily. Enough money, no problems, nothing at all. But he is not doing a service to the humanity. He is not doing a service to anybody else if that's what happens. leadership is not what you do, but what you believe in also. Success and failure, the difference between the success and the failure is not a great thing. For example, Mr. Siddharth of Coffee Day, we all know that he is the one who started that culture in India. And he had about 4,000 crores worth of assets. And I was told that he has about 3,000 crores worth of liability. But still, he committed suicide. I know the story of an IITian from Chennai, extremely bright student, extremely bright from the school onwards. With a high rank, he passed from IIT Chennai. He went to Harvard, did his post-graduation degree from there. And he got a very high job, one of the topmost multinational companies in the United States with very high salary. He got married from Chennai, beautiful lady, had 2 or 3 children. He bought a palatial house in the United States, extremely expensive car. He could afford it. Unfortunately, he lost the job. He tried for another job. He couldn't get it. He tried for a lower job. He couldn't get it. He was so desperate. I think you all might have read that story. He shot his wife and the children, and he committed suicide. These people are programmed for success, but they are not trained to face failure. Don't think our life is always going to be successful. The first thing you do after this aviation course that you are taking, one of the best aristocratic courses in the world. I can tell from my example, I was in the college for 38 years. Many of my students are Director General of Civil Aviations in different countries, ministers in different countries, undersecretaries in different countries, CEOs in different countries, CEO of airlines in different countries. They have reached such a magnitude of levels. And for you, the sky is the limit. In our life, you'll always see that an event or a person or a moment that changed our life. The decision that you have taken to join this course will change your life. For example, if you decided to join some other course or maybe an MBBS course, things would have been different. Every decision that we take as part of a moment would make a difference in our life. And always, like the instructors, the teachers do, try to find out goodness in others which they couldn't do it. For example, I can find out something in Dr. Balaji which probably he may not know. I want to narrate a story of a lady called Deshona Barber, a black American lady. She was standing in a bus stop. One little elderly white lady approached her and asked her, "Are you born in the United States of America?" He said, "Yes." "Do you have children?" "No." "Are you married?" But this time she started getting irritated. Why this lady is asking me all these personal questions? He said, "I'm not married." "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm a soldier in the army." This white lady told that white lady, "I can see something in you. You could be Miss United States of America." Deshona Barber started laughing hysterically. He said, "What are you talking? What crap are you talking about?" "No, I'm serious. Come and meet me tomorrow, the nearby Starbucks coffee." she went back and thought, why don't I go and meet her? She went and met this white lady. She had 2 large books with her, all about how to become a pageant, what are the preparations you have to take, what are the things you have to do, what are the things you should not do, everything, and gave it to her. She said, go through this book. She got this book, went home, went through it, felt interesting. She took some preparations, and at the end of the year, she took part in the beauty pageant. She couldn't make it, she lost. Second year, she took part, she lost. Third year, she lost. Fourth year, fifth year, she lost. And sixth year, she again took part. Guess what happened? Can you guess what happened? She lost again. And 2015, that white lady who advised her, she could find something in this lady, she passed away because of leukemia. And after a few months, Deshona Barber became Miss Colombia. After a few months, in 2016, she became Miss United States of America. The first soldier to become Miss United States of America. Somebody else could find in her what she couldn't find out. You might have seen, I don't know whether you know it or not, a person named Kevin Carter. If you don't know Kevin Carter, you may remember a photograph of a vulture and child. Elika, can I have a picture of that vulture and the child? Elika, are you there?
Yeah, she will present it now, sir. She will present it now.
Okay. Okay. You might have seen this picture. Many of you might have seen this picture. It's a very disturbing picture, actually.
Ilakya ma'am, are you online? Can you please present the picture?
One second, sir, one second.
Okay. Yes. This is the picture. I'm sure most of you might have seen this picture. This was taken by a photographer named Kevin Carter. This vulture is waiting for this poor child to die so that this vulture can eat this child. You can understand how hungry and how thirsty and how poor this child is. Kevin Carter took this photograph. This is in Kenya. In 1993, he got the Pulitzer Prize for the best photograph in the world. He went around the world explaining about his experiences. In one function, one lady asked, how many vultures were there in the photograph? He said, 1. She said, no. There were 2. There was 1 behind the camera. This person could have taken this child to the UN refugee office, refugee center, which was just about a mile away from there. If he had taken this child to that refugee center, this child would have survived. See, what he did is legally right, but morally wrong. And he felt so guilty for not taking this child. And can you guess what happened? Kevin Carter was so guilty, he committed suicide. This is what happens certain times, that we miss doing certain things, which we can afford to do it, but we don't do it. Sometimes small things may be enough. to make others happy. I remember about few years back, I was driving from Bangalore to Aircard. So before Salem, just pretty warm day, about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. One very elderly person, old man, was selling tender coconut, elnir, on the footpath, on the side of the road. Very old man, very weak, and he hardly had around 15 to 20 tender coconuts. So I stopped the car, I asked him, sir, 15 rupees, sir. 15 rupees, romba jasti pa. 10 rupees kodutuma. Illa, sir, 10 rupees, too less, sir. I had to bring it from there, here, sir. 14 rupees, okay, sir. I said, no. 12 rupees I'll give. No, sir, because I have to bring from all the way from there, sir, because I have only this, but I hardly make, very little only. I said, okay, 13 rupees. He said, okay, agreed, 13 rupees. And I was very happy that I won a good bargain. So I bought 4 coconuts. And after the juice is finished, I gave him 100 rupees note. So 13 into 4, 52 rupees. So he was taking the change. I said, keep it. He was thinking that this man was bargaining for 1 rupee, 2 rupee, and he is giving me, so what, 48 rupees. I said, why I did that purposely? Because you could see that amount of happiness on that old man's face with this 42 rupees, which is $50, with which we get nothing. Oh my God, the poor chap was thanking me so much. See, small things is enough to make a person happy in our life. And to be a successful person, again, whenever you get an opportunity, you grab it. Don't wait for any other time. If you don't grab the first time, you'll never grab for the second time. Once one lady was interviewing Bill Gates. She asked the same question. Sir, how to be successful in life? Bill Gates took out a checkbook and gave it to her. He said, write any amount you want. He said, no, sir, I don't want any money or anything. He said, no problem, you write. I will sign it. No, sir, I'm not for money, sir. He said, okay, give the checkbook back. You have missed the chance of becoming the richest person in the world. I told you that I will give you any amount, you write. You didn't write. This is how the people lose the chances of becoming successful in life. And in Africa, the word Ubuntu is not just a word. It's a philosophy. It's a way of life. It's a part of their life and lifestyle. Ubuntu means I am because of you. If you climb the 18 steps of Sabarimala, on the top you will find the huge letters, Tattvamasi. It's I am you. So without you, I am nothing. Ubuntu philosophy is you, I am because of you. I remember one photograph, one Englishman came to Kenya. A lot of poor children gathered there. He said, I will give you, I'll draw one line here. I'll arrange a race. All of you take part in the race. And whoever reaches the finish line first, I will give you a prize. Agreed. They all ran together. But before the finish line, they all held their hands together and crossed the line together and shouted, Ubuntu. In our life, we don't realize there are so many other people instrumental for our success. We don't realize, for example, when you drive a bus, when you're in a bus, we don't realize that when you climb the guard section, our life is in the driver's hand. 3 days back, the passengers of that ill-fated Air India flight, they never realized that their lives were in the hand of that pilot. Even when we walk on the footpath sometime, a careless driver can come and heal you. Have you ever thought about that? Our life could be in the hand of others. There was a person, a very famous, efficient naval pilot. He used to take off from the aircraft carrier Yes, that time his aircraft was in Vietnam, when the US-Vietnam War was going on. About 60 successful sorties he has done. And then one day he was shot down. He was captured, tortured. He was in jail for 6 years. He escaped anyway through using his parachute. After he was released from the jail, he went back to the United States. And he was going around the world explaining about his career and talking to people about leadership qualities. In a small town in the United States, he was having coffee in a restaurant, he was having coffee with his wife. Little elderly person went to him and asked, "You are Captain Charles Plum, right?" He said, "Yes." "How do you know?" "You are the pilot that took off from aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk." He said, "Yes." "And you were shot over Vietnam and you escaped using parachute." He said, "Yes." He was so surprised. In a small town, far away from the cities, one person realized him. This elderly person said, "I am glad I did my job well." He said, "What do you mean by you did your job well?" "Yes, I did my job well." He said, "I am the one who packed your parachute." He thought, my God, this man sitting in some corner of the aircraft, folding all those parachutes so firmly and properly, immaculately, and keeping all the strings together in such a way that it will not get entangled when used. One small mistake from this old man was enough. The parachute would not open. And he didn't realize all this time that his life was in this old man's hand. Our life is always interconnected with others. We cannot live by ourselves. No way. We can't even live one day without the help of others. You may think that, why should I worry about others? I have enough money, I have everything. He said, no, we have nothing. The dress we are wearing is sold by somebody, is made by somebody. The shoes we are wearing is made by somebody. The car you are driving made by somebody. The fuel is made by somebody. The food that we eat every day in the restaurants are grown by some other farmers. So where do we stand? Why we feel so proud that it's all I can do it. No, we cannot do anything. If this college is not there, the students cannot study. If the teachers are not there, there will be nobody to taught. Everything in our life is interrelated. Do you know what is the largest living thing on the earth? Anybody can say what is the largest living thing on the earth? It's called... No. Come on. Any other idea? Anybody else? Largest living thing. Okay. Leica, can you just show that picture?
One second, sir. One second.
Okay. Yes. This is the largest living thing on earth. This is me and my wife standing over there. This is called General Sherman. This is a redwood tree in Sequoia National Park, United States of America, California, United States of America. You need about 40 people stretch the hand to go around this tree. So you can imagine how big it is. And the funniest part is, this tree is not having a taproot like some other trees, the taproot goes straight down to hold the trees firm. These redwood trees are not having taproots. It's like a coconut trees. their roots are more or less parallel to the ground. But how can it withstand years, hundreds of years? How can it withstand the cyclone, the earthquake? Because its roots are interwoven with other redwood trees in the national park. So it's like blanket. The roots are woven, interwoven like the blankets. So it is other trees holding this tree firm. In our life also, always remember, it's other people, they are holding us firm, straight, and successful in life. Be grateful to others, because it's because of them we are successful. Our purpose. I know one person. He was my colleague in Qatar Aeronautical College. He was one of the most respectable jobs. He was one of the most loved and liked members of faculty. His house rent per month was 24,000 riyals. That is around 4.9 lakhs per month. House rent. I know because the house rent was so much, 4.9 lakhs, because I was a head of finance. And he was staying in my own compound. And do you know that in spite of all this luxurious life and a great job, very highly paid job, he said, no, I'm going back to India. He said, are you crazy? When he resigned, our Director General told him, please don't go back. We will increase your salary. We'll make you head of the department and even number 2 in the college. He humbly, respectfully, he thanked the principal and said, no, sir, I had to go back. He had a purpose in life. It was not the money, everything only he was looking for. He wanted to do something back in India. Can anyone of you guess who that person is?
Our Dean, sir.
Your own, my good friend and your own Dean, Dr. Balaji. I don't think anybody else would have left that job, such a luxurious life, to come back to India. He had a purpose, and I'm so glad he's doing so well, happy and contented. Our Professor Muthuswamy said, you must have heard, he said, our fathers and grandfathers, we're thankful to them. We have heard many people telling, oh, he is so successful, so well because of the prayers from his fathers, parents, grandparents. Yes, true. You always say, because your grandparents were so good, your blessings are always with you. That's what it says, what goes around comes around. In 1892, Stanford University, one of the best universities in the world, a 19-year-old orphan and another student, he did not have money to pay the exam fees. They mooted an idea. We will do a concert in the university, generate some money, and we can pay the fees and we will get some extra money also. At that time, the biggest or the most famous violinist in the US was a person called Ignacy Paderewski. Very famous. They approached him and said, sir, we want you to do a concert. It's because we want to generate some funds or fees. He said, I will charge $2,000. He said, no problem. They fixed date of Ignacy Paderewski. They arranged a concert. Concert over, successfully conducted, but financially it was a failure. They could collect only $1,600. They were so sad. But they went to Ignacy Paderewski and gave this $1,600 and told them, sir, we could collect only this much. We will give you a check for $400 and we will promise to settle that balance very soon. He took this check. He said, no, I told you $2,000. He took this check tore it off and said, out of the $1,600 you collected, you pay your fees and keep some extra money with you. And if anything is left, give it to me. Years passed. So many years passed. Ignacy Paderewski went on to become the Prime Minister of Poland. During World War II, there was so much famine, and 1.8 million people are about to die in Poland because there was no food. He approached everybody. He couldn't get food. Then the only place left was FNA in the United States. And that head was a person named Herbert Hoover. He approached him and said, we 1.8 million people die unless we get some food from you. Immediately he sent shiploads of food items to Poland, and that saved the life of millions of people. Ignacy Paderewski was so happy, he wanted to thank him personally. Even the United States met this Herbert Hoover. He went on to become the United States president. He said, thank you very much, sir. If you had not sent that money, food items, our people would have been dead. He said, you shouldn't be thanking me, whereas I should be thanking you. Do you remember, so many years back, 2 students approached you for a concert, and I couldn't get enough money to pay you? I am one of those students. My dear friends, what goes around comes around. It's when you leave a legacy by being useful to others. What impact you can make on others, and that will decide about your success as a person. In an international race, a Spanish person named Ivan Fernandez and a Kenyan named Adel Mutai were running neck to neck. Adel Mutai was in the front, and just behind him was Ivan Fernandez. And as they reached the finish line, Adel Mutai mistook the finish line, the finish line, and he stopped a few feet before. And Ivan Fernandez was telling, run, run, run. He understood that he mistook the sign. But Adel Mutai didn't understand Spanish. And just before the finish line, Ivan Fernandez from the back gave him such a strong push, sending Adel to the finish line. Nobody could believe what he has done. Nobody could believe what he has done. Afterwards, news reporters, paper reporters, everybody approached Ivan Fernandez. He said, why did you do it? You could have won. He said, no, Adel was winning. Why did you make him win? No, he was winning. But you could have won. What Ivan Fernandez said was, if I win, what merit is there for that victory? What merit is there for that medal? And above all, what my mother will think of me. My dear friends, honesty and integrity is a part and parcel of every human being. Today, our life and lifestyle are changed because of this unfortunate pandemic. As Bill Gates said, you might have lost your business. You might have lost your job. You might have been your salary might have been reduced. But you are lucky if you are alive. My dear friends, be a reason for the people to look forward to you. And when you look back, if you have a reason to smile, you are a successful person. Be always useful to others. Your success of a person depends upon your usefulness to others, the impact that you made on others. Live a life to leave a legacy. Be good to each other, love each other, and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. I read in the online news that during this COVID-19, a few of the people like Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, they have joined the Centillionaire Club. That is, they are more than multi-billionaires. But today, Mr. Sony Verghese has reminded us, you don't have to be a gazillionaire, a millionaire, or a centillionaire to be successful. What you need is gratitude, compassionate, empathy, humanity. Grab the opportunity because it comes once in a lifetime. You need to be useful to others. You need to be honest and trustworthy. Thank you so much for your wonderful words, sir. You have taught us how to live a life, to leave a legacy. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Felicitation is inspiration to others and motivation to whom you are felicitating. I now call upon our cherished Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. P.R. Balaji, who also is the HOD of MBA Airline and Airport Management Department, to felicitate the gathering.
Thank you so much, Malia ma'am. Beloved CEO and Secretary Dr. Krishna Kumar, and my very good friend and the chief guest of the day, Mr. Sony Verghese from Qatar. What do I say after the mind-blowing speech? It was like a dynamite. Wonderful. I was mesmerized by your speech. Though we have been, very casually friendly talk, we have been doing it. But for the very first time, I have been listening to you while you are addressing a gathering. You proved that you are an international ambassador for the Toastmasters. Toastmasters, for the people, those who don't know, that is a club which is recognized for the best speakers. The best speakers in the world, most of them, they come from the Toastmasters. And sir, you have done justice to the topic, live a life to leave a legacy. I can tell you, 80% of the people, including me, we all try to live a very, very ordinary life. We get up in the morning, we take care of the business or the profession, we go, come back and sleep, and the next day we do the same thing, a routine. But we never thought that are we going to leave a legacy? Are we going to do justice to the earth where we are living? But you have clearly mentioned every human being who is going to be here on the earth will have to do something back and leave a legacy. Sir, your points are very, very well taken. I can see many examples you have showed. You clearly said many people, they compare the success with richness. And clearly you have mentioned, no, richness alone doesn't count for the success. Wonderful examples you have given. There you have clearly spoken about Mr. Siddharth, the coffee day, a billionaire who had to commit suicide because he could not handle failure. And very recently, the actor, Mr. Sushant Sharma, he committed suicide. The gentleman who got his fame through MS Dhoni film, he could not handle failure. He also committed suicide. So many people, that's what we all train our children to handle success. But the parents and as a faculty members, we should also equally train the students to meet the failure and to overcome. I used to quote in many times, the life is like a boxing game. We don't declare the failure when you fall down. We only declare your loss when you fail to get up. So that is what you have clearly said. And you spoke about Ubuntu, a wonderful thing. Yes, we all join together do. That is the African way of telling. And a wonderful example which you have said about Ivan Fernandez. Imagine if he has won that race, as you rightly said, what moral rights he will be having. Wonderful. Kevin Carter, yes, though he won the best photography award, he had to finally commit suicide for the single question raised against him when they asked. Yes, there were two vultures, one behind the camera. So, dear friends, from whatever he has said, when we are going to live a life, we will have to ensure we are going to leave a legacy behind. I can tell so many people, like, as he said, so many successful people are there, but all the success have come through their hard work and perseverance. Just to quote a few, we can talk about our own Indian, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was born in a very, very ordinary family and he had become the president of India. We know about our President Nelson Mandela. He lived for more than 25 years in the jail. And why? He is not known for his richness. It is for the legacy what he left behind. So likewise, dear friends, when we live, please always ensure that we are doing something back to the society. And like I'm a Rotarian, though I can't do individually, we all join a platform where we can do something back to the society through such platforms. Friends and faculty members and my dear students, today's session, though Mr. Soni Varghese and me are very good friends, and I can say we have shared very common things. I can say, first of all, we lived in the same compound, the same villa, and Mr. Soni Varghese has been living in Qatar for the last 40 years. I think the Qatar government should recognize, and it's time for them to give him the citizenship. One thing is, he is a well-known, prominent Indian living in Qatar. Right from the Prime Minister or for the ambassadors, any VIP delegate when they come, Mr. Soni's presence is always there. He's been invited for the dinner and cocktail party. He is found. Such a VIP person, but today, the moment I called him, I said, you need to address my students. Very gracefully and immediately accepted our invitation. Thank you so much for being with us and for motivating my students and my faculty members. It was really, as I said, a mind-blowing performance. Just before I could conclude, when we speak about the legacy, instead of citing so many people, I can cite our own founder chairman, late P.K. Das, who has left a legacy behind. Today, the Nehru Group of Institutions, as Mr. Soni rightly said, every year around 5 to 6,000 students out and get a career to lead it. And not more than 1,000 families are having the jobs and they are benefiting through the institutions where he has left a legacy behind, which successfully it is carried by his two sons, Dr. Krishna Das and our CEO and Secretary, Dr. Krishna Kumar. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we look forward for another opportunity where next time when you come to India, after all this lockdown period, you can address our students on a face-to-face basis at a larger gathering. Thank you once again.
Very much.
Thank you. And over to the host, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the felicitation.
Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, it's more likely you will have more to express gratitude for. I now call upon our opulent Mrs. Malika, IATA coordinator, to propose vote of thanks.
A warm good afternoon to one and all. I feel highly honored today for having vested with the responsibility of propounding the vote of thanks on behalf of MBA Airline and Airport Management Department, Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences. Once a great man whispered, feeling thankfulness and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. The successful conduct of such sessions is impossible without good team coordination and support, as rightly hinted by our chief guest, Mr. Soni Varghese. Hence, I take this opportunity to put all my gratefulness into words to thank each and every one who have directly or indirectly supported us in this maiden online venture. First and foremost, I am highly indebted to our founder chairman, late Shri P.K. Das, for providing us an excellent platform to host events of this caliber. Thanks are due to our Honorable Managing Trustee, Advocate Dr. P.K. Krishna Das. I grab the slot to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our CEO and Secretary, Dr. P. Krishna Kumar, for constantly encouraging us to keep abreast with the latest technology and skills, which has booted us in hosting live sessions like this. I also thank our Honorable CEO for having graced us with his presence at this webinar. Thank you very much, sir. I am greatly privileged to thank our eminent chief guest, Mr. Sony Varghese, former head of finance and administration, Qatar Aeronautical College, for sparing his precious time and consenting to be our chief guest. Thank you very much, sir. I thank our dynamic Dean, Academic Affairs, Dr. P.R. Balaji, who is also the Director of MBA, Airline and Airport Management Department, for his pivotal role in this webinar. He has constantly been reviewing the progress of the webinar right from the initiation stage up to the launch stage and ensuring the smooth conduct of this national level webinar. Thank you very much, sir. My sincere thanks to Dr. P. Muthuswamy, Professor Emeritus, MPA Airline and Airport Management Department, Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences, for welcoming the august audience. I profusely thank Professor Singara Vadivelu, HOD, BBA BSc Department, NCAA and AS, for his undaunted support. I further thank Mr. Ramesh Babu, Training Manager, AME AMT Department, for his active participation. Thanks are due to the MBA Airline Airport Management Department staff members, Mr. Govinda Sole, Mr. Rabba, and Mr. Madan Kumar, for always being the pillars of our department's support and strength. Special thanks to my colleagues from BBA and BSc Department, the ever approachable Mrs. Ilakia M, Assistant Professor, BBA BSc Department, Ms. Abhisha Dani, Assistant Professor, BBA BSc Department, Mrs. Vasuki, Assistant Professor, BSc BBA Department, Mr. Salvin, Assistant Professor, BBA BSc Department, for always going that extra mile to support us. Thanks to Professor Sudarmani, NIT Campus, and Roshan for the YouTube support. Lastly, I thank all the other dignitaries, my faculty members, my dear students, and other participants for having evinced keen interest in this national level event. Thank you all once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is Dr. Balaji, Dean of Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences, a pioneer institution for aeronautical studies in India established in the year 1968. We offer aircraft maintenance engineering approved by the Director General of Civil Aviation, New Delhi. We also offer BSc Aeronautical Science, BSc Aircraft Maintenance Science, BBA Airline and Airport Management, and MBA Airline and Airport Management in collaboration with Alagappa University, Karaikudi. Apart from that, we have two international programs. We offer BBA Airline and Airport Management and Diploma in Aeronautical Engineering Technology in collaboration with Lincoln University, Malaysia. We also give EASA training, European Aviation Safety Agency, for our maintenance students. The specialty of the college is we have 7 aircraft parked inside the campus, varying from the light aircraft to the heavy aircraft. And now you are watching me sitting inside an heavy aircraft, Hawker. And this is where my students are going to have hands-on training for the aeronautical maintenance engineering. Further, our students will have an on-job training with Air India. We have signed an MO with it, and I am sure with all this practical experience, they are going to excel in the career. We have the state-of-art, full-fledged aeronautical laboratories, and our faculties are well experienced and most of them with an industry background. Here, we just don't offer only a degree program. Parallelly, we also give them the value-added courses like International IATA Airline Customer Service
and Amadeus training program. So with an aviation degree coupled with these value-added programs, our students become industry fit before they leave the campus. I am proud to say that all my alumni students are working worldwide in different airlines and different airports and in the travel and tourism industry. Regarding aviation, it's one of the fastest growing industry in the world, and India is going to be the #1 market in the year 2030. If aviation is your passion and if you want to join the high-flying career, why wait? Come join us. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in my campus. You will definitely have a bright future. Wishing you good luck.
Hello viewers, my name is Erasto Raba. I am from Kenya in a place known as Nairobi, the capital city. I am an assistant professor in Nehru College of Aeronautics and Applied Sciences in MBA Airline and Airport Management. In this our campus, we have so many foreign students from different countries in Africa, such as Sudan, Kenya, Comoros, Madagascar. And once they study here and go back to the African nation, they got a lot of opportunities in their jobs and they escalate very well in their career. I can tell you about airline and airport management student. As a student, you'll have a very good career prospect in future because airline industry, it's growing exponentially all over the world. So once you come and join us, we'll give you the best of us, we'll give you the best facilities, we'll give you the best training and best education such that when you walk out of this campus, you are well groomed and well capable of facing the interview, getting a job and prospering in your career. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Come join us, come let us share the knowledge and the wisdom that we have with you so that you can make your life to be prosperous. And I hope to see you soon in our campus. Thank you.